This is exactly what we need. 5 days into training camp, okay? 3 days away from tip off on our very first preseason game versus the Houston Rockets here in Atlanta. 19 days away from tip-off from our very first game, our home opener, and the Atlanta Hawks have so much positive vibes going down in preseason. A lot of good news coming from Coach Snyder, from Trae Young, from Kristaps Porzingis, just talking about where the team is and what they plan on doing this upcoming season, but not necessarily looking forward into the future, but more so just talking about what they see right now. Hi, what's up, everybody? My name is Walter Pollard, and this is Atlanta Hawks Digest. I have just a few footnotes, if you will, just a few footnotes that I want to talk about in regards to what we are expecting from preseason, what we see, and I'm going to highlight two of the Atlanta players that are definitely under a close surveillance as far as what their development is and what we are looking forward to this upcoming season. Now, of course, we all understand what is at stake here, okay? If we put up a big If they just duff it off, let's just say this. If they just duff it off, I mean, you get all of these guys in, Kristaps Porzingis, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Luke Kennard, and making a bunch of other key signings. If the Atlanta Hawks duff this off, I mean, they would not be able to live it down. Just the sheer embarrassment would just be, I'm telling you, it would be crippling. But I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not looking at that. What I'm explaining is, we have so much to look forward to this season, and what we have going into the season is really exciting. But what's more exciting is just the positive vibes and what we hear coming out of training camps in regards to what we see with the Atlanta Hawks. And just putting it plainly, I'm super excited. So before we go into any of that, let me go ahead and, run through my regular, spiel or whatnot, things of that such. Shouts out to the 2,700 folks that are following and subscribing this channel. I do appreciate it myself, Chris Tipmore, really everybody at Digest Media. We really do appreciate you guys because, again, without y'all, we wouldn't have anything, man. Really, thank you guys for doing so. And also to the 52% of you that are not subscribed, that is perfectly fine. We know that you see it because you are watching our content. You are watching, and you could be commenting. You couldn't be commenting. I don't know. But what I'm saying is I am thankful for you all. And join the other 47% of us that are subscribed. Go ahead and join us, okay? My other pages, they're following and subscribe to Hawks Digest because sometimes I'm not always the one that puts up posts or whatnot. Of course, Chris Tipmore, he definitely does a very good job as far as posting content as well as giving you guys updates of what you can expect this season. So, of course, I am super excited. I know that you guys are. And again, things are well. I ain't gonna front you. Things are well. Now, let's get back to it. Now, of course, there are a lot of takeaways from the media day or whatnot that we had back on the 29th of September, earlier this week. But now, of course, fast forward into the 3rd of October, 3 days away from our very first preseason game. Again, there's a lot of positive takeaways that we can get out of this entire deal. Okay, now Trae Young has been found in the, not found, let me get this straight. Trae Young actually spoke in the media, basically explaining where his stance is as far as, and I'll put it up here, basically where his stance is as far as going into what he sees so far. It has been what everyone has expected it to be. And he's talking about what we're going into the season with. Again, all of the acquisitions, the draft day fireworks, if you will, being able to acquire a lot of draft capital, bringing in Asa Newell at a discounted rate, because just pointing it out, Asa Newell was supposed to really go 10 slots ahead, but instead the Atlanta Hawks were able to finesse some draft capital, as well as bringing in the guy that they originally wanted. But back to the comment Trae said, it basically said, it has been what everyone has expected it to be. One practice can tell you a lot. I think what guys can bring to the table, and it is going to take more time to all click together. But at the same time, we do not play against each other all year. We play against 29 other teams, so we will have to test that out and see what's going on. But I like what we got. We have some really talented players, and I am excited to see what we have this year. And again, I started off today's post or today's video by just explaining, like, I'm tapering my expectations. I'm tapering my excitement. Though I am extremely excited of what we can see this upcoming season, though I am extremely happy about what we have coming into the season, like Trae Young said, we do play, not we, the Atlanta Hawks. Let me first take myself out of it because I'm super excited. But the Atlanta Hawks, they do play against 29 other teams. The Atlanta Hawks play against a bunch of other teams. They can't practice against each other all the time. But knowing that they play against 29 other teams, again, we understand that with the excitement going into it, we have to be very cautious about it and make sure that they are doing the right things going ahead of things. Now, granted, I wanted to point out something else because I pointed out Trae Young speaking about the team. And Trae Young lately has been talking about the team. Again, he was asked during media day, about his contract situation and how he feels and if he was disappointed and if he felt as though he was slighted in any way by the Atlanta Hawks. And he quickly pointed to the team, and he quickly made it about the team and how the team is in a better position and the team is looking good going into the season. But Coach Snyder went so far as talking about Trae Young and basically saying how he wants to get better every year. The word that I like to use with Trae all the time is evolution. Okay. To me, his leadership is about him being efficient and doing things on the court that will help our team win. And again, team. The operative word is team. You dig what I'm saying? And that is brought to you by the letter T. That's a Sesame Street joke for all of you who know. Anywho, I just feel as though where the Atlanta Hawks are mentally, I think is just a way better position than where we were a few years ago, even down to 2021 when they made the push throughout the through not All-Star, but through the playoffs and making it to the Eastern Conference Finals versus Milwaukee. So for Coach Snyder to, again, talk about Trae Young in a more mature way, and for Coach Snyder to bring up Trae Young as far as a leader on this team, I'm super excited about how things are going for the Atlanta Hawks and just how things have progressed from this preseason. You dig what I'm saying? Again, bringing in all of the different acquisitions, the draft day fireworks, and then after all of that, keeping things going and adding all of the front office people and things of that such. This is just, again, this is what we want to hear. It's almost like coming home with a good report card and you're excited and you want to tell your parents that. I feel as though the Atlanta Hawks have this thing about them where they want to show everybody. And then Coach Snyder also went on and said some more about Trae Young. If I have felt that way for a number of years, I felt that way for a number of years. A lot of that is going to depend on your personnel and how interchangeable they are. And Coach Snyder is talking about just Trae Young and how he plans on effectively using all of the players interchangeably, how he's going to use all of these key players next season. It is harder to play that way in a given situation, given dynamic. I think it really requires the guys to embrace it. And I think one of the key parts of that is them being unselfish. Look at that word, people, unselfish. But if you can play that way, you can become harder to defend, harder to scout. And it really fits our team, particularly when you space the floor. Our guys can play to their strengths in a different way as if they were willing passers. If you know what I identify with as a coach, not to say you have to be willing to adapt and adjust as well as be with this team. It is the best way to play and be efficient, and that is what it comes down to. And again, major shouts out to the Atlanta Hawks and just the mental space going into the season. And sometimes through all the years of my reporting and just me looking into things, I've seen some teams going into a season with like, hey, we just got to get better every day. Hey, we just got to get better every day. And it just seems like they know that they're not where they want to be, and they probably feel as though they're not going to be where they intentionally want to be, but they sound almost like, we just got to get better every day. The Hawks don't sound like that. The Hawks sound like they know where they are. They know what kind of team they're going into the season with. They just have to prepare and be ready for what it is that's going on. Another person that I wanted to talk about before I got out of here today, of course, was Zaccharie Risacher. Yes, Zaccharie Risacher, the number 1 draft pick from 2024. One of the things that I pointed out, I would like to point out to you all, is that he wasn't the guy that was looked at as he is now. Let's just put it like that. Okay, Alex Sarr was supposed to be the number 1 draft pick. He was looked at by a lot of people as the finished product. But Zaccharie Risacher was the not the test, but he was the project. He was the player that he had a big upside, but it was a risk at if you wanted to bring him in or not. And the Atlanta Hawks took that risk, and when I am telling you, it is paying off. It is paying off in so many ways, and that makes me more than happy, and for multiple reasons. For one is that we know this is just another piece that was already added to the Atlanta Hawks, but now going into the season, adding more into it, you see all of the possibilities that you can do with it. Of course, we heard again with Coach Snyder and how he was speaking about using his players interchangeably. But I say all that to say this, with what we have, again, Zaccharie Risacher is going to, I look forward to Zaccharie Risacher making a lot of noise. And it's kind of crazy just looking at this roster, how many people we can look forward to this upcoming season. Dyson Daniels playing defense on the outer perimeter. You got Jalen Johnson returning with his athleticism and being able to be a number 2 scorer on the floor. You dig what I'm saying? Nickeil Alexander-Walker adding a whole nother element to the game. Trae Young bringing leadership to the team. I mean, it's so many guys to look forward to. But again, Zaccharie Risacher is somebody I personally look forward to because this is someone that can really, in my opinion, take the top off. He has so many different elements to his game, and then going into this season added all of the different pieces. I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome. And the last person I wanted to talk about was, of course, Kristaps Porzingis, how he basically had some words in regards to Zaccharie Risacher and what he was doing coming out of camp. He even said he's getting better. He's the type of player you want to have on your team. I'm here to enhance him and hopefully make his life easier. That is amazing to hear somebody like Kristaps Porzingis talking about a second-year guy. And again, with Ace Newell coming in, I feel as though the Atlanta Hawks have definitely hit on these last 2 drafts. And let's not even forget, we definitely didn't get to see Nikolai Jersic from last season. And I think this will be his first full season in a Hawks uniform. So now we, again, just more and more and more is added to it. Big shouts out to Onsi, Saleh and what they have done with the Atlanta Hawks and really what's going to be going down in the future. I feel as though I can't wait until this upcoming Monday. I can't wait until the 22nd when things go down and, the season is underway. I hope that you guys are ready. I know my man Chris Tipmore is ready. Listen, all we have to do is just sit back and wait, but I'm definitely going to stay here and give you guys all the updates that you definitely need to know. My name is Walter Pollard. This is Atlanta Hawks Digest. I'm signing out. Peace.